Hey guys, it's me. I will be 10 months post-op on the 25th of this month. And I just wanted to give you guys an update about how things are going, how I'm feeling, and to answer some questions that were in my comment section. Someone had commented about looking for a new lawyer, and even though I want to do that, it's just, really sitting down with my husband and, talking about the cost of things. It's quite expensive, and we aren't really in a situation where we can do that right now. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. So things have pretty much been the same. And at some points I feel like I'm a little worse, and I don't know if that has to do with, like, maybe I have a cold and I just, I don't really realize it, but like there's still no air sensation through my nose, but like it feels like there's a lot of pressure up in here, and so like I just kind of massage it to see if I can get that to change. And it's just weird because like sometimes I do have snot, sometimes there is snot, but it's just, I don't know, it's something about it getting trapped. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like I have to keep clearing my throat too. So but yeah, I've posted some things on Facebook group that I'm back in, and somebody had mentioned in fracture. I'm not entirely sure how it works. I've tried looking it up to see what it is they do exactly to perform that, and there wasn't a whole lot of information just about out fracture, which I already had that done, the out fracture, and then the shaving of the turbinates and debulking and all that stuff like that. So but yeah, things are pretty much the same, if not a tiny bit worse, because because of that feeling of like just the pressure in here. And I'm starting to feel like that I have a valve collapse on both sides now, not just the one. I know originally it was like I was constantly seeing this side going right here, but now it's happening here too, but it feels like it's in a different position, if that makes sense at all. For those of you who are new and haven't watched my other videos, I have empty nose syndrome. I had a septoplasty and turbinate reduction. Yeah, and now I can't feel the sensation of air through my nose. I feel like I constantly have to focus on my breathing. And yeah, essentially it just drives you crazy because you can't feel yourself breathing, so you like go into a panic mode. And I already have an issue with heart arrhythmias before this even happened, so having this now is just kind of a mess. But yeah, I am still taking lion's mane, I am still taking serapeptase, I am taking alpha lipoic acid, I am taking a B complex, and what else? And then magnesium for my heart arrhythmias. I had propranolol, but it just, I don't like the way it made me feel. I felt like it slowed down my heart way too much. Also take, I'm trying to think what else I take. I know I take more, but I just can't think of it. It's like with this thing, you're in a constant brain fart or something like that. You can't you don't remember things very well. It's hard to concentrate on things, and yeah, it's just, it sucks. But I am still holding out for a miracle, and whatever that may be, with some sort of medical intervention. Like I said, someone had mentioned that infracture might be beneficial to me. So, I do have an appointment with an ENT, not the one that did the surgery, but the newer one that I was seeing. I have an appointment with him on the 22nd or the 21st. But I'll be seeing him and then kind of get his opinion from there about what he thinks of that, or if he even knows what that is. Unfortunately, nobody in Alaska does the whole cotton test that they do for the whole ENS thing. So I would have to fly somewhere in the lower 48s. So I guess as of right now, I am curious as to the people who do have this and got implants or injections or whatever it may be. How did it go for you? How has it changed your life? Has it made things better? Has it made things worse? I've been talking to my friend Evelyn for a while, and she's been an absolute godsend. She has meant so much to me, because at my lowest points, she has kept me going. She's the one that won't let me give up, and so she's been amazing. But she's constantly telling me about all these people who feel better, whether it be naturally or they got implants, and all that stuff like that. But she's really been there for me, and she shares just positive stuff all the time, and I appreciate that so much. And then I also had been talking to someone named Cortez, and it's almost daily he'll send me Bible verses, and it's just, that's another thing that keeps me going. But yeah, just hanging it out. I'm waiting for that 1 year mark, and I want to try to see where this will go, if I'm able to feel a little better without having to do that kind of intervention. Because after you go through something like this, you don't want to do that again. You definitely don't want to deal with surgeons who are going to work on your nose again. It's scary. It's just a very, very scary thought. But at the same time, here I am, I'm okay, I really don't want to live like this. I don't want to stay like this. This is really hard. So it's you gotta weigh it out, Keep trying to find things, I'm gonna keep praying regardless, but, just sometimes there do need to be interventions to feel better with certain things. And I've talked to people, other people who have this, and I've only come across one person so far who has the no air sensation. And that has kind of made me feel a little more negative about oh gosh, here are all these other people, but they still feel air. They say it's too open, blah, blah, blah. And in the back of my mind, I'm oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of how I felt in the beginning. But now it's just to the point where I just don't feel anything. I'm is there going to make a difference? If I were to get implants, is there going to be a difference? If I were to get injections of some sort? And that is another thing, is it used to be with my nose where everything was just so cold and just freezing, and gosh, I wish I could have that back instead of this no feeling, because this no feeling really sucks. I'm still not sleeping great. I mean, I'm sleeping more than I was in the very beginning. Well, not the very, very beginning, because I was having like sleeping for like 12 hours, which was awesome. But then I got to a point where I wasn't sleeping for days on end, and I am sleeping a little bit. I am taking these sleep time gummies where they have, I think it's valerian root, and what else? Valerian root, lemon balm, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. But I take that with 3 milligrams of melatonin. I don't do the whole 3 milligram dose because melatonin just really knocks me on my butt for the entire, like, 2 days. It's just a lot. So the dropper full that I do, I guess it probably only count as 1.5 milligrams. But that's what I do. And then I take the natural rhythm magnesium, and it has the magnesium taurate in it, magnesium glycinate, and there's one other magnesium. Maybe it's malate, but it's all in one. But yeah, I take those. I've been still not sleeping great, but that's always been an issue of mine, is sleep. I don't sleep very well, and this has just made it a lot worse. But yeah, so I'm trying to stay positive, and I think it's so important to don't give up. You know, I've seen so many stories about people that had this and that, like, ended up ending things. And, like, I get it. I completely get it. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I've never felt that way. You know, I would never do that. But it's like, when you're going through these things, and it's like affecting your everyday moment, your every second moment, you know, something that's supposed to be so easy. Of course you have those feelings of like, wow, this sucks. I don't want to be like this. Nobody wants to be like this. But it's like, you gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta be stronger than this. You have got to just, like my friend Evelyn says, you know, you gotta keep pushing forward. You gotta try to find a way that it's all gonna work out. Like, not give up. And I'm trying my best. It's hard. It's definitely hard. But it's like, I got my kids, I have my husband, I have my family. It's like, so like, I ultimately know that I have a beautiful life. And, you know, when I talk to my husband about these things, it's like, no, my life is amazing. How I feel is the down part. That is the part that sucks. You know, I try to keep my mind busy with other things, but it's hard to concentrate on other things when you have this. Like, I even trying to read or remember things, and it's just, I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, oh, this used to be my favorite song. I know all the words, and I'm like, wow, I can't even concentrate on the words. So, I know I had said that I feel like I'm getting worse, but hopefully, yeah, it's just a matter of, like, maybe I have a little cold or something, because it seems like everything's going around right now. And, hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I mean, yep, a part of me, when it hits that 1-year mark, I want to be like, okay, let's go look into all the things that we could do, injections and implants. But I'm like, ugh, maybe I should wait a little bit longer because, my friend has shown me stories where people did wait years and they did get better. One of the other people I have talked to, he his turbinates didn't look as bad, but he had like a what's it called? Some sort of wall removed, and he had a lot of work done though. And glory to God, like he said that it feels like every couple months he's getting a little tiny bit better, and I'm like, that's great. Like, that makes me so happy for him. But he's also had it for like a really long time. He's been battling this for a really, really long time. And I'm not even a year yet. But yeah, so just continue to pray and believe in the promises of our Lord, and you just wait. And that's what I keep doing, is just waiting, and I pray, and I'm like, if there's something I need to know, if there's someone I need to see. And that was something else is, of course I've heard of Dr. Nyack. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And I've also heard of Dr. I don't know if this is how you pronounce his name, Kitardi, I don't know. But he's in Texas. And then there's Dr. Doss, and then there's, I think it was Dr. Hauser, but if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the ones I called, and this is when I was like, I think I was like 3-4 months post-op, and I had called him. I think it was him. But I called, and I had left a message with the receptionist, and he himself ended up calling me back. And man, that guy was a jerk, absolute jerk. Like I said, I could be completely mistaken. It could have been another one, but I feel like it was him. But yeah, he had called me back himself and, basically asked me, oh, what's going on? And I explained everything to him. And he was like, how long ago did you get surgery? And at this point, like I said, it was like 3 or 4 months afterwards. And he was like, oh my God, it's only been this many months. You're probably gonna get better. But I'm like just awful. But here I was, like, crying on the phone, like, wait, is this guy really treating me like this? Like, I'm suffering. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who to call. I don't know what it is I'm doing with myself. And he treats me that way instead of being like, well, Nicole, this, it could get better. Just hold on to some hope. He just straight up demeaned me, and yeah, definitely would not be going to him, would not suggest going to him. If that is, I'm like 98% sure he was the one. I remember looking at his picture, it was an older white guy with glasses, white hair, so, I don't know. But, yeah, some of the things I've looked up between the two, Dr. Nyack and Dr. Kitardi, was, I really hope I'm saying his name right. I'm gonna feel silly if I'm not. But I've noticed something. Like, I know Dr. Nyack has been doing it a lot longer. But when I was looking up reviews of these two, I noticed that Dr. Nyack, his average star rating was like a 3.7 stars or something along those lines. Like, average on all the websites where they're like, oh, rate this doctor, blah, 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 blah. And then Dr. Kitardi, like his were all above 4 stars. I don't know if that matters. So I'd like for people to share their experiences. Yes, baby. Just 1 second. So, sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, and the only place that I found like really good reviews for Dr. Nyack was on his actual website. So I'm like, oh, I mean, it's hard, but that's why I'm going to continue to search and find things. Sorry, I gotta. Hey, you're okay. But, yeah. Hello, love. Just 1 second.
Mommy.
Yes, love.
Bye.
Huh?
Bye.
There you go. Uh-oh. What's going on? I'm not staying down. There you go. Good job. Like good stuff?
This.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yes.
That's
Sorry.
dope.
I have no idea what you're saying, bud. But, yeah. So, you know, like I said, if the people who have had injections, implants, whatever it may be, who did you see? How did it turn out? And, oh, you know, I just like some input. Yes, I'm kind of recording a video and everything. But, yeah, sorry. Everybody just, when I think I have free time, it just isn't. But, what was I saying? But yeah, that's, if you guys could just let me know, those of you that did get the implants or whatever it may be, who you saw, how it went, what was the outcome, what were your symptoms before, how do you feel now? That would be great. Oh, and I don't know if it's the same way for anybody else, but man, showers are an absolute nightmare. Not gonna lie, that's why my hair kind of looks a little greasy, because it's like, if I can get away with not showering, I'm gonna do it, just because it just feels so bad. Even when it's a cold shower, it just feels like I'm suffocating. Yeah. Anyway, I think I am done. I gotta get back to mommy work and auntie work. I have my niece here with me, so if you could continue to pray for me and my family, if we just continue to say prayers for one another, but a cure will come forward. And, you know, whether it be just miraculously it just all disappears, or, you know, someone just figures it out, like God hands it over to them and says, this is the answer. Just keep praying for that to happen. Don't give up. We got to keep fighting. So I will probably check back in maybe a few months, maybe when I'm a year, 3 months post-op. Like I said, right now I'm 10 months. Well, I will be 10 months this month. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe something incredible will happen. Maybe something won't. Maybe I just have to keep looking. Maybe I just have to keep praying. But we just gotta keep.
Mommy
Just
down.
gotta keep believing that
Mommy down.
we're gonna get through this.
Mommy down.
You stink.
Mommy down. Mommy down.
I will talk to you guys later.